This is just a short video to walk you through how to use Google Classroom. So let me just start from the beginning. So the idea here would be is that you're going to type in, now these are all in the instructions as well, so I'm just kind of making oral what's in the document, but you would type in classroom.google.com. And then you would want to make sure, so now you can see here it's listing both my personal email address and my UH email address. You'll want to make sure that you select your UH email address. So I'm going to select that. It may or may not ask you to log in, but you would obviously just log in. Now mine's going to look a little different because I've already added the course, which is right here. But for the first time you do this, it's going to be completely empty. You're going to click on this plus sign right here, and you're going to pick Join Class. I don't think you'll have an option for Create Class because I don't think you can create a class. And then you're going to be asked to type in a class code. In our case, our class code is right here, under lowercase UF5YLPV. So you would copy and paste or just directly type in that class code right here. And that's it. Once you do that, this course will then appear. You would click on it, and it will look something like this. Again, I'm putting this, creating this as we speak here, but in my case, mine looks like this. You also have your grades listed for yourself. But you would then, the way to sort of navigate this all would be through classwork. And in classwork, you'll see that I've now posted the first reflection paper under chapter 2. So again, there's not a reflection paper for every chapter, but there are for a few of them. This would be where you do the reflection papers. It would also be where you do the exam. So let's just talk about the reflection paper first. Now I posted instructions of how to do these reflection papers in La Lima. Let's review them just in case. Here's that document. As you will see here, basically I'm looking for, this is under Start here. I'll post it also in Google Classroom, but I basically give you an outline of what I'm expecting that you'll do. Don't worry so much about the first one. If you do it wrong for the very first one, I'll help you correct it, and I won't penalize you in terms of the grade for that first one. But you'd obviously want to read my comments and then do better. But the structure here is that for any given reflection paper, like this first one, you'll see here that I take one of the themes. One of the themes in that first chapter is all about cheap labor, and that there was a need for it, and I kind of posed a problem, right? That basically you had to get that in colonial America there was this need for cheap labor and how to get them there and stay at the job long enough. And then I take this one sentence, which is part of a larger paragraph on page 30 of the textbook. I then give you an idea of, right, if you even just do a simple Google search of the topic, you get a pretty nice description from PBS. And then I ask some questions. So the whole idea here would be is that, you've got anywhere between 1 to 2 pages, probably closer to 2 pages, more than 1. But that basically, even as an example for this very first one, you'd want to have a paragraph, probably not 2 paragraphs, but if you had to, 2 shorter paragraphs, where you basically summarize what indentured servitude is and what the authors, Walton and Rockoff, what were they talking about when they wrote this? So that part is just kind of summarizing what's from the book and what you now have learned about the topic. The middle section of the paper, though, the bulk of the reflection paper, is how you draw the connections to other economic material you've learned, either about like the labor market, how a developing economy develops. I even give you kind of another research paper right here that you might find useful for understanding things from the economics perspective. But you're basically using economic terms, things you've learned in economics, and connecting it back to this topic. And then you're concluding the paper with a paragraph, maybe 2, but probably just 1 paragraph, where you share your own thoughts, your own ideas, but don't have to be justified by anything. You may find that in these reflection papers you do need to provide references. Do provide references where they are needed. Okay, it gives you an idea. And if you have any questions or you want me to review anything, do let me know.